understanding inner conflict. Even though most people have conflict within themselves, they don't really know what it is or how to define it. It is not something that pops up in light conversation. Resolving inner conflict brings major relief within, but to resolve it, you must first be very clear on where it starts and what exactly it is and how it looks. So what is inner conflict? It is the result of two opposing parts inside of you. Self-conflicting parts may be based on conflicting beliefs or conflicting needs. It can be a conflict between your belief system, what you've learned, what you've been told, versus your personal experience. We often speak as though we are a bunch of different people living in one body. We say things like, a part of me wants to do this, and there's another part of me that just doesn't want to do it. So what are these parts of ourselves that often disagree? And since we so often refer to them in our language, they must exist. So how does inner conflict impact our lives? Inner conflict typically begins with statements such as, I am sick of, I always, or I'm so tired of this, that, or the other. They can also be more subtle. For example, you might ramp yourself up with excitement about your plan to exercise and eat right. And the moment you miss a few exercise classes, you automatically succumb to defeat. Inner struggles weaken your self-esteem by strengthening your ego. The ego is a part of you that buys into failure, mistakes, and brokenness. And your spirit, on the other hand, doesn't need to buy into anything because it already sees you as having everything you need. Because we do have everything we need to succeed. And the key is to align yourself in mind, body, and spirit. And this alignment inevitably impacts how you see and respond to your environment. So why inner conflict may be your most important issue? There are 3 reasons inner conflict could be the issue for all of us, the main issue for all of us. Firstly, inner conflict is largely unavoidable. Given our needs, beliefs, and the nature of life in general, it could be impossible to avoid any experience of inner conflict. You cannot control when a need will arise that conflicts with another need. It's so common that most people do not even recognize these conflicts as inner conflict. The mind, secondly, is a belief-making machine. And given the large variety of both positive and negative experiences, coupled with the fact that, especially as children, we tend to see experiences as a reflection of who we are, both positive and negative beliefs form without any conscious effort or awareness. And thirdly, the most important reason has to do with the physical and psychological impact of chronic inner conflict or stress. We can all live a lifetime with unresolved inner conflict. The typical symptoms of frustration can readily evolve into chronic emotional distress, depression, anxiety, panic, sleeplessness, and a lot of other stress-related conditions. Worse, we may not consciously understand the nature of the inner conflict and therefore remain powerless to do anything about it. And this is why it is so important to understand and resolve your inner conflict.